Have you ever sat in a room so quiet that you could hear your own heartbeat?
You know the room I'm talking about. The air is cold, the lights are too bright, there are 50, maybe 100 other people sitting around you, but you feel completely alone. In front of you, there is an object. It is small, it is white, it is made of wood pulp and ink. It is the exam paper. We fear this object. We lose sleep over it. We cry over it. We pray to it. We think of it as a monster that wants to hurt us or a judge that wants to sentence us. But today, I want to tell you a story about a boy named Leo and the brutal truth he learned about that piece of paper. It is a truth that might hurt you at first. It might make you feel angry. But if you listen until the very end, it is a truth that will set you free. Because the most dangerous thing about an exam paper isn't that it is hard. The most dangerous thing is that it has no heart.
Leo was a good student, or at least he wanted to be. He had big dreams. He wanted to be a surgeon. He wanted to save lives. He wanted to make his parents proud. But Leo had a problem. It was a problem many of us have. Leo believed that the world should care about how he felt. It was his final year. The most important exams of his life were coming up. The big one, the test that would decide if he got into medical school or if he had to stay home. 2 weeks before the exam, life happened. Life doesn't check your calendar, does it? It just happens. First, Leo caught a terrible flu. His head was pounding, his throat was sore, and he couldn't focus for more than 10 minutes without needing to lie down. Then, 3 days later, his girlfriend broke up with him. It was messy. It was painful. He spent nights staring at his phone, reading old messages, feeling that heavy weight in his chest. And if that wasn't enough, his family was going through a financial crisis. He could hear his parents arguing in the kitchen about bills late at night. Leo was carrying the weight of the world on his shoulders. He tried to study, he really did. But every time he opened his biology book, his mind drifted away. He thought about the breakup, he thought about his headache, he felt sorry for himself. He told himself a story. He said, "I am trying my best, but look at what I'm going through. Surely life will cut me some slack. Surely because I am suffering so much, I will get lucky on the exam." He believed that his pain entitled him to success. He thought his tears counted as preparation. The day of the exam arrived. Leo walked into the great hall. He looked terrible. His eyes were red. He was sniffling. He sat down at his desk. He looked around. He saw other students. Some looked confident. Some looked scared. Leo took a deep breath. He thought to himself, "Okay, universe, I've had a bad week. I've had a bad month. Give me a break today. Let the questions be the ones I studied." The invigilator walked down the aisle. Thump. The paper landed on his desk. "You may begin," the voice said. Leo turned the page. Question 1. He stared at it. It was about a complex chemical reaction. He remembered seeing this chapter. He had skipped it because he had a headache that day. He moved to question 2. It was a diagram. He needed to label the parts of the human heart. He froze. His mind went blank. All he could think about was his own heartbreak, the text messages, the arguments. Panic started to rise in his throat. He looked at the paper. He wanted to scream at it. He wanted to say, "Hey, don't you know I'm sick? Don't you know my heart is broken? Don't you know my parents are fighting? Be easy on me." But the paper just lay there, white, cold, silent. The paper didn't ask, "How was your week, Leo?" The paper didn't ask, "Are you feeling okay today?" The paper simply asked, "Do you know the answer? Yes or no?" Leo wrote what he could. He guessed. He scribbled. He prayed. But deep down, as he walked out of that hall 3 hours later, he knew. He hadn't fought a battle. He had been slaughtered. 2 months later, the envelope came. Rejected. Failed. Leo crumbled. He felt like the world was unjust. He felt like a victim. He went to see his old mentor, Mr. Sterling. Mr. Sterling was a retired professor, a man who had seen thousands of students come and go. He was known for being kind, but brutally honest. Leo sat in Mr. Sterling's office and cried. "It's not fair," Leo sobbed. "I was sick, sir. I was going through a breakup. My house was noisy. How could I pass? The system is rigged against people who are having a hard time." Mr. Sterling listened quietly. He let Leo finish. He let him pour out all his excuses and all his pain. Then Mr. Sterling reached into his drawer. He pulled out a blank sheet of paper, just a standard white piece of paper. He placed it on the desk between them. "Leo," the old man said softly, "look at this." Leo wiped his eyes. "It's just paper." "Exactly," Mr. Sterling said. "Touch it. Is it warm?" "No," Leo said. "Does it have a pulse?" "No." "Does it have tear ducts? Can it cry for you?" "No." Mr. Sterling leaned forward, his voice turning serious. "Leo, this is the hardest lesson you will ever learn. That exam paper you failed, it has no heart. It doesn't care that you were sick. It doesn't care that you were heartbroken. It doesn't care if you were a good person or a bad person. It is an inanimate object. It is a binary mechanism. It only knows one thing: input and output. Did you write the correct words, or did you not?" Leo stared at the desk. "But that's cruel." "No," Mr. Sterling shook his head. "It is not cruel. It is neutral, and that is why you failed. You tried to pay for your success with your suffering. You thought that because you were in pain, the exam owed you a pass. But the marketplace, the exam, the world, they don't accept sadness as currency. They only accept competence." The words hit Leo like a punch to the gut. He realized he had been waiting for pity, but the paper had none to give. That day, something in Leo died. The victim in him died, and something else was born: a warrior. Leo decided to take the exam again the following year. But this time, he didn't pray for an easy paper. He didn't pray for good health. He didn't pray for a perfect life. He realized that if the paper didn't care about his excuses, it meant he couldn't have any. He entered what he called the dark room. He cut off the distractions. When his friends went out, he stayed in. When he felt a headache coming on, he took a break, drank water, and went back to work. When he felt sad about his ex, he used that anger to fuel his study sessions. He stopped telling people how hard he was working. He stopped posting on social media about his grind. He just worked. In the silence, he treated the exam paper like a cold, unfeeling enemy. He knew that the only way to beat a heartless enemy is to become undeniable. He memorized every diagram. He solved every equation. He didn't just learn the answers, he learned why they were the answers. He stopped expecting the world to be nice. He started preparing for the world to be hard. 1 year later, the same hall, the same cold air, the same ticking clock. Leo walked in. He sat at the same desk. The invigilator walked by. Thump. The paper landed. Leo looked at it. He smiled, a small, cold smile. "Hello again," he thought. "I know you don't care about me. I know you don't love me. And that's okay, because I don't need your love. I have the answers." He opened the booklet. He didn't panic. He didn't freeze. He wrote. His pen moved across the page like a sword. He dissected every question. He wasn't lucky. He was prepared. When he walked out that day, he didn't need to guess his result. He knew. He had conquered the paper not by asking for mercy, but by giving it no choice but to give him an A. Leo became a surgeon, and every time he holds a scalpel, he remembers the lesson of the paper. The patient's disease doesn't care if the doctor is tired. The disease only cares if the doctor is skilled. My friends, listen to me closely. You might be going through a storm right now. You might be tired, anxious, or heartbroken, and your feelings are valid. You are human. But do not make the mistake of thinking your obstacles will become your excuses. The exam paper has no heart. The job interview has no heart. The economy has no heart. They will not save you because you are sad. They will reward you only when you are ready. So stop crying over the paper. It cannot see your tears. Dry your eyes, pick up your pen, and get back to work. Don't ask for it to be easy. Prepare for it to be hard. Because when you stop looking for pity and you start building your power, that is when you become unstoppable. The core lesson of this story is that the world, whether it's an exam, a job interview, or the economy, is neutral. It does not have feelings, and it cannot be bribed with your suffering. Leo learned that relying on his bad luck or personal pain as an excuse only led to failure. The turning point comes when you realize that because the challenge doesn't care about your feelings, you must stop waiting for pity. Instead of being a victim of circumstance, you must become undeniable through preparation. True success isn't about having an easy life, it's about delivering competent results even when life is hard.